Welcome back to The Perspective on Bari Desatu. I'm Blaise Hope. With me in the studio, Farina Situmorang of Catalyst Strategy. We've spoken about your work with President Jokowi's campaign, now President Jokowi. What about campaigns in general? What advice do you have for people? We've got the regional elections in just a few weeks. What advice do you have for some candidates who maybe aren't big scale but want to try to put together a serious campaign?
I think with the success of the Jokowi campaign, a lot of companies, brands, or now aspiring political figures, right, like or candidates, they somehow want to replicate what really happened.
The Jokowi effect.
The Jokowi effect, or oh, everybody now wants to really use social media or digital, right, in campaigning, and not just for politicians but also for brands and companies. I mean, my advice to everybody is just to really take a step back and understand what is the actual purpose of using digital media. So, like at the time when we did the campaign, Facebook is proven to be one of the best, strategy for us at the time.
The best mediums.
The best medium, yeah. But at the time, also, like, there's a lot of reasons why we use it. So I would highly recommend to not just use social media for the sake of using social media because everybody else is doing it, but understand like what you want to get out of it, right? Because it doesn't matter how many likes you get. Is that going to translate into votes? Is that going to translate into anything, really, right? And sometimes people forget when they don't ask these big questions or deep questions now. And also, second, besides finding out the purpose and understanding the why you're using certain medium or you're going with a certain strategy, secondly is also understanding that the nature of digital media or social media is that it's experimentation. So meaning that you may not get the results almost immediately, but you have to allow yourself to experiment a lot and understand what works and what doesn't work. We do this thing called A/B testing, where we test many messages, we test pictures, we test colors.
We'll throw out a random thing and just sort of see what the feedback is?
Yeah, so obviously it's a lot smarter than that, where we have these, I don't want to go to technical details, but like hypotheses, right? Like say for a campaign, like would the public respond
Testing
more?
Theories.
Yeah, like would the public respond better with the news of the candidate going to Umrah, for example, or will the public respond better with a more, what would be the policy in international relations, say, right? Like if you put those two posts out there, which one would be better? And so with that being said, then you can start optimizing the campaign. So the campaign technically should get better from day 1 up until day 90, for example. It just continues gets better because every day you're testing different things and you started to understand what your constituents are like and what your audience would be like.
What be interested in.
Right.
This sounds like my Twitter experiments.
Yes. Very successful?
One after another. Different. Well, it depended what I was doing at the time, and then I had to sort of stop and completely change everything.
Right. Okay. I should give you my business card and then we can talk strategy.
That was in the back of my mind. What would you say to a startup?
Right.
Here. What are they doing wrong in terms of marketing themselves?
Right.
That you think really stands out?
I think for startups, because of the limitations in times and also resources, right? You obviously don't have the budget to spend on marketing dollars like big companies. And what startups miss, actually, like marketing means that you need, like, it's not selling something that is bad, right? It just sells what you have, right? Or by bad, I mean, you need to have a good product. And by having a good product,
you need to explain what it is.
Right,
quickly.
right. That's when marketing comes in. But like if you have a product that doesn't really answer people's problems, that doesn't really, necessarily helpful, which is what that would be the miss, right? Like so it's not just about like having a Facebook page or anything. Like what are you essentially building? Like is this answering people's problems or is it not? Because if it is,
we've got to hold there. We're out of time.
Right.
But we're going to talk more about startups and office culture after the break.